Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my presentation. Previously introduce myself. My name is Hellen Trimustika Sari. My ID is 21202126. In this fourth individual presentation, I will deliver about analyzing movies. As you can see, guys, in my PowerPoint mind map, I will talk about 3 points. First is character. We will discuss about main character, supporting character, and behind the character. The second is the moral value. It talks about education, culture, and life. And last, I will explain about my personal review and synopsis. Okay, the movie I'm analyzing today is The Basketball Diaries, written by Jim Carroll. Bravely, The Basketball Diaries is a 2095 American teen crime drama film. So, who is behind the screen of this film? I will show you how. This film directed by Scott Culver with producers Lee Saylor and John Barb Manulius. The author himself is Jim Carroll, who published in his novel. The main character in this film is very famous until now, namely is Leonardo DiCaprio as Jim Carroll. Of course, playing the role of Leonardo DiCaprio, the supporting character in this film. The supporting characters are Lorraine Bracco as a mother from Jim Carroll, James Madio as a Pedro, Patrick McGowan as a Neutron, and Mark Wahlberg as Mickey. This film was released on April 21st, 2095 with a duration 104 minutes. It is estimated that this film grossed $2.5 million US. Then, what lesson can be learned after watching this film? There are a few lessons that can be learned after watching a movie like Basketball Diaries. Most importantly, being that for an addict to actually come to the realization that they have a problem is the key toward a successful recovery. It is unfortunately very common for people to fall into drug addiction, especially in heavily populated areas like New York and New Jersey, where the stress in the life and access to alcohol and drugs is elevated. But it's extremely important to first become conscious of the problem and then find the burning motivation to change your ways. It can be very difficult for a drug addict to accomplish these things on their own, so the awareness Seaberg can help. Then I will give my review after watching this movie. Watching The Basketball Diaries was like a fighting coincidence. When I'm not fit and need motivation, how come I watch this movie? I watched at 6 a.m. After that night, I only had time to sleep for 3 hours. Due to lack of sleep, I watched with a heavy head. But of course, I was still excited. One of the main reasons is DiCaprio. Yes, my favorite actor DiCaprio plays in this film and plays Jim Carroll, the main character. The true story of Jim's life, which is full this twist and turn, is presented very nicely in this film. The problem is still a cliche problem about teenagers, but it can be underestimated. The problem that intelligence Jim's life is indeed worthy being made into a film. Why? Yes, it is very complex, starting for friendship, teenage fights, family, relationship, education, crime, to main a focus, namely drug. Completed and complex is not it. In this Basketball Diaries, we will look at all aspects of life that seem travel but can actually boomerang for teenagers. You can imagine the absence of play, and share can make a teenager feel left out and eventually lost. Very sad, isn't it? It's not easy to be a teenager who tries to hold on to principle and to find identified in the minds of the shows and the shows a cruel and uncertain life. The only way out, the courage to face reality even though it is bitter. The participation of the closest people, such as family and friends, is crucial and can actually save teenagers themselves. Our juvenile delinquency and jokes are displayed very clearly, nicely, and remain natural. So don't be surprised if when watching this film you will smile, cause you are reminded of your teenage years. Having a gang, always spending time together and making little troubles. The delivery of the story in this film also not only based on the scenes shown. Through the film, the audience will be accompanied by storytelling by Jim or Leonardo DiCaprio for himself. Jim's character can be increasingly felt by the audience through it. Their feelings of happiness, sadness, disappointed, anger, insult, even dirty swearing are also in it, unique and interesting. About the acting of the player, wow, DiCaprio is amazing. At a young age, when he was 21 years old, DiCaprio already showed that he had potential. It is not easy to play drug addict, especially when you are addicted. At first glance, seeing DiCaprio in this film reminds me of DiCaprio of The Wall of Wall Street. In both films, DiCaprio plays a character who is similar with the world of drug. Only the Basketball Diaries, the characters he plays much more challenging. In addition, DiCaprio, there is another Mark Wahlberg. Even though he was young, it turned out of the Mark already had a muscular build. His acting can also match DiCaprio, although it is still better DiCaprio. As said above, this film considered that is perfect to me. The Basketball Diary has a great message to convey to this audience. Jim's story makes me more motivated and excited. If you haven't watched this film, I will tell you the synopsis of this film starring the handsome actor Leonardo DiCaprio. Cause this part is content spoiler, you can skip it. Jim Carroll as a Leonardo DiCaprio, it is a teenager who lives with his mother, Lauren Bracco, in a simple apartment in densely populated area. It is not explained where Jim's father is, but what's certain is that Jim's mother raised him as father and mother, or single parent. Although alone, Jim's mother always tried to give love and attention to Jim. He loved Jim very much, and so did Jim, very respectful of his mother. Their relationship is actually very close. But because of Jim's mother's limitation of communicating, Jim preferred to express his feelings by writing poetry and diaries. Jim has a gang consisting of Pedro, Neutron, and Mickey. They are close friends, very compact, and often spend time together. Jim, Neutron, and Mickey good at playing basketball and strengthened school basketball court team. Like teenagers in general, they often do small trouble such as fighting, stealing watches belonging of their opposing basketball team, and making noise in class. Their misbehavior was still acceptable until Jim was devastated by the loss of his close friend and basketball idol at school who died of cancer. Jim felt very lost, but apparently his friend couldn't feel what he felt. From then on, Jim, Pedro, Neutron, and Mickey began to know about free sex and drugs. Because of the drugs too, Jim's dream stranger than school basketball team in an NBA must be this. Jim and his friend were eventually expelled from school. Jim's mother, who found out, was very angry and kicked Jim out of the house. They start to become a heavy addict and commit criminal acts to fulfill their need for drugs, stealing cars and breaking into cases of cafe. Jim, who has always been firm defining his principle and dignity with normal sexual behavior, was forced to accept deviant sexual behavior just for the sake of money. Before ending my presentation this time, I will show you my favorite scene in this film.
Can you hold my hand?
Yeah,
Mom?
hold your hands.
Mom, can you give me some money, please? Mom, can you give me some money, please? Stop fucking around!
I can't.
Mom, give me some fucking money, please! What are you doing? I'm your son!
Someone's breaking into my apartment.
Mom, I'm in pain. How could you do this to your son, you bitch?
Yeah, this scene makes me want to watch the Basketball Diary movie. Maybe that's all I can convey in this individual presentation part 4. Don't forget to give me input in the comments column. Hope you enjoy it. The last I'll say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.